What's up, Internet? This is Rambling Josh, and you're watching another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy X. Since last time, I went and did the Remiem Temple Chocobo race, and got myself a bunch more Wings to Discovery, so I'm just about up to 50 of those, which is enough to get triple AP for one person. Also, I caught enough Barbados to, well, I guess I caught enough of everything inside Sin to have 10 of everything. So, I get 99 Dark Matter. And that Dark Matter is actually for catching 6 of every enemy in the game. And, because I've caught 10 of everything, there's a new item available to buy in the item shop. Clear Sphere, which its use will become apparent in the near future. But anyways, for now what I want to do is I want to... Where'd those Dark Matters go? Hello, Dark Matter. There they are. I want to sell these. Now, if you are playing the international version of the game, do not sell the Dark Matter. If you're playing the North American version, then I wouldn't worry about it too much. In this version of the game, the only thing Dark Matter is used for, aside from like mixes and stuff, is for the break HP or break damage limit ability, which happens to be on all the celestial weapons, which are straight up better anyways. So they're not very useful. But there's a extremely important use for Dark Matters beyond that in the international and European versions of the game. So keep that in mind. So now at this point my goal going forward is to just primarily to kind of fill out the sphere grid here. But I'm going to be doing that off screen using the method that I showed you I guess a couple episodes ago. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start killing off these unique monsters, the Area Conquest, Species Conquest, and Original. And I'm going to start with the Area Conquest, just because they are typically the easier ones. Not because I don't think I can kill the harder ones. There's probably a bunch that I can't kill quite yet, but I figure I might as well start at the bottom and work my way up. So the trick to killing pretty much anything, any of the hardest enemies anyways, is to basically just spam quick hit. If I haven't said so in the past, basically all quick hit does is it makes you... it's the same as a normal physical attack, except that your next turn comes a little bit faster. It's got quick hit has a slower downtime after using it. So that was the Stratoavis. Next up is the Malboro Menace. This guy can actually be a little tricky, because just like great Malboros, they have a tendency to ambush you and hit you with a nasty breath attack. And then you get all poisoned, and with haste, your poison tends to do enough damage to kill you before you can really react to it. So there are a few ways around this dilemma. One of which is, of course, equipping like confuse-proof gear or whatever. But that's a lot of more work than we actually need to do. There's one very effective way of dealing with ambushes if you know that they're likely going to be coming. And it works in pretty much any scenario. Basically what we want to do is I want to switch in Auron. Why Auron? Because his Masamune weapon has the first strike ability on it. And what that does is that it guarantees that that person is going to get a turn before anyone else. even if you get ambushed. So Orin goes first, and what I want to do now is I want to switch to Yuna. Why do I want to switch to Yuna? Because I want to summon an Aeon. Why do I want to summon an Aeon? Because Aeons can't be affected by status ailments. So the Malboro Menace will waste its ambush turn. It probably won't use Bad Breath, because it wouldn't, or I guess it's called Putrid Breath. Because it wouldn't do anything against an Aeon. But it'll waste its turn doing something else, and then I can just dismiss my Aeon and kill him like normal. Or it could kill Anima. That works too. I mean, it doesn't really make much difference, truth be told. So now that that's done, we got a whole bunch of turns to hit him for free. And he goes down simple enough. So I want to hit up the save sphere to heal myself up, and switch Waka back in. Let's see, who we got next? We got Kodos. I've already shown him off, so I'll just skip him. I don't think this guy, Quirl Regina, something like that. Honestly, I don't think he's probably even likely to get a single turn in. And what was that? 4 or 5 hits? It probably has like 450,000 health or something like that. Not a whole lot to worry about. The nice thing about these Area Conquest monsters is that they all drop semi-rare item thingies that you can use for like customizing abilities on your weapons and stuff. So if you're having trouble finding certain items, then a lot of times you can find them reliably by killing the right Area Conquest creation thinger. And a lot of times the weapons and armor that they drop can be worth a decent amount of gil. It's usually at least enough to... No, go away. It's usually at least around enough to offset the cost of actually fighting the thing, because as you can see, they cost 6,000 gil, which is a little pricey. So here we got the Cactuar King. This guy can be annoying because he has really high evasion, and every time you will do pretty much anything, he'll counterattack with 10,000 needles. But the easy way to deal with him is by using an overdrive. You could kill him eventually if you just use quick hit enough times, because with Auto Phoenix, he's never going to be able to actually kill you. But if you take too long, eventually he will run away. So an overdrive is the most, for sure way to do it. Now, I want to talk a little bit briefly about how exactly attack rails works, because I didn't really talk about that the first time I showed it off. Basically, you just add up the numbers on the slots, and that's how many hits you got. So I got 1, 2, and a miss, so that's 3 hits. However, oh, he's got way less health than I thought he did. Anyways, if all of the numbers on the slots are the same, like all 3s are all 1s are all 2s, you can't get a 3, then the number of hits is doubled. So all 1s would be 6 hits, and all 2s would be 12 hits. There's also a little bug where if you actually wait until the timer runs out on the reels, then the last slot is guaranteed to be a 2. That only works in the North American version of the game, and I guess the original Japanese version as well. But that's a little abusive. This guy is actually a lot like the Cactuar King in that every time you attack him, you basically kill someone in a counterattack. The difference is he doesn't have high evasion, so he's not that hard to kill. Let's see. Next up is the Abyss Worm. Ambush. It's a trap! That wasn't particularly threatening. And now I get a bajillion turns in a row and you will die. Heal up, not that it really is likely to make much difference. Let's see, Chimera Geist. I don't think this guy does anything really special. He certainly doesn't have a lot of health. Ooh, return spheres. That's handy. So, I guess the most special thing about Chimera Geists is they drop return spheres. If you need to return somewhere on the sphere grid, then have at it. Now, Don Tonberry is another enemy who will counterattack everything you do, this time with Karma. But I want to use, rather than just getting counterattacked with Karma and dying, I want to try and use an Overdrive to try and do as much damage as I can up front. Hopefully kill him before he can actually counterattack. Which doesn't look like it's going to be the case, because that was actually kind of weak. And for whatever reason, I fail significantly more at hitting that with Blitz Ace than with any other of Tidus's overdrives. So just back to normal quick hitting, I suppose. Thankfully, just like most other enemies, at least Area Conquests, can't really actually kill you too effectively if you've got Auto Phoenix on at least 2 people. However, that doesn't mean that the Auto Phoenix animation isn't time consuming and annoying. One thing actually also that I found out that's actually quite surprising about Karma is that I think it's actually with all Tonberries, not just the Don Tonberry, but it like eats your potions or something. Like you can see I'm down to 94 X potions when I had 99 when I started. So I lost 5 potions from 5 karmas. I don't know how or why that happens, but that's just the way it is. Catoblepas, and once again, I don't think this guy does anything particularly impressive. He has a high defense, so I'm pretty sure he can be armor broken, but most of the enemies in the monster arena that can be armor broken have like a 95% resistance to it. So it's not really worth even trying. And he finishes off with Ultima, but I should be fine. At least Riku should survive. Everyone survived. Wunderbar. And that was a bit of a waste of X potions, but what are you gonna do? There's 2 guys left. I can squeeze them in. Abaddon. I don't think this guy does anything special. I guess he's got high armor as well, but I really have a hard time caring a whole lot about that. Ooh, dark matter. All of the Area Conquest, Species Conquest, and original monsters have a low chance of dropping dark matter as their rare drop, which is one of the only ways of actually getting dark matter, aside from the 99 that you get from the monster catching. Oh, this guy. He's a real pain in the butt. He counterattacks everything with mortar, which can be kind of dangerous, but really, for my purposes, it's more annoying just because of the length of the attack animation and the auto potion animation that follows after it. And of course, like other creatures, he has high armor. I guess he doesn't counterattack everything with mortar. Let's try a limit break again, or an overdrive, and one that isn't Reek, because she doesn't really do a whole lot of damage with her overdrives. Nice thing about overdrives is that they tend to ignore armor completely. They're guaranteed hits, of course, as well. And unlike physical attacks, they don't actually depend on your current health like the celestial weapons do. So even if you're at 1 health, it's going to do full damage. And that's about that for today on Let's Play Final Fantasy X. Tomorrow we start the whatchamacallums, the Species Conquest. So, catch you later.